Welcome back to Learning Google Sheets with Jason. This is lesson 2. In it, we're going to talk about building a simple list of items, and we're going to add some columns, add some rows, and we're going to do a little bit of basic formulas, just to get you used to some of the basic functions of a spreadsheet. So, in row 1, in each column, we're going to list the various headings for all of our fields. So we're going to do item description. We're going to do number in box. And then we're going to do purchase cost. Let's call it purchase cost. P-U-R, purchase cost. All right, so we're going to go a nail, a screw, a hammer, and a wrench. So we're going to say that the nails and screws come in boxes of 50, the hammer and the wrench are sold as single items and purchased as single items. We're going to say the purchase cost for this is $3.45. For the screws, it's going to be $4.35. A hammer is going to cost us $6.50. And the wrench is going to cost us, I don't know, $7.10. So you'll notice that there's no dollar sign. And you'll notice also that it's missing the zeros at the end. So how you can fix this is it's very easy. You select the cells you want to change, and you do that by holding down the shift button and basically selecting the cells like that. Then you go up here to your formats, and I like to use currency. Some people like to use accounting. I prefer currency. So let's do currency, and there you go. You've got your dollars, you got your cents. Looks good. You got your quantities in the box over here. And let's center this data as well. Let's put it in the center of the column. In fact, let's do that with the whole column. So to select a whole column, you go and select basically the letter up here. So we're going to select the whole column, and we're going to do the same thing. You hold shift and you select it again. And we're going to make this center everything. So basically, it'll always put the information in the center no matter how big the column is. So this looks kind of good. This is kind of nice to see this. But then we forgot something. How many are we ordering of these? And where do you want to put the quantity? So we have the number that comes in the box. For each unit of nails you order, you get 50 nails. You get a box of 50. So you want to put the quantity in here. You might want to put it before column B, but really I want to put it after column B is where I would put it. So we highlight column C, we right click on it, and we go insert a column to the left. That will add a column between B and C, and we'll renumber your columns, or re-letter them, I guess. So it'll go A, B, C will be the blank column, and D will be the column with the prices in it. So let's add that. There we go, C. And let's go QU and quantity ordered. Or we can go quantity in stock. So let's say we have 22 boxes of nails. Oh, look at that. It used the same formatting as column D. But we don't want this. This is a number. This is something that is an item number, not a dollar figure. We'll fix that in a minute. So let's say the screws are, instead of 22, we've got 30 boxes of screws. We got 15 hammers, and we ordered 8 wrenches. So these are dollars, and that's how they're formatted, but we don't want them formatted that way. So let's select column C. We go up here, and we can select number. Now the number is still going to leave 2 decimal places. You don't want that. So you come up here and you go, decrease your number of decimal places, please. There you go. Now you've got the quantity in stock. It's just a simple number. So you have the purchase cost, you have the quantity in stock. Let's add sales price. So we're going to sell these items, and we're going to sell them for a dollar value. And let's say we sell, I'm completely making up these numbers. Let's say we sell the box of nails for $6 each. And we sell the screws for $6.50 each. And the hammers, we're going to sell them for $15. And the monkey wrench, we'll sell it for $20. Well, once again, these aren't in the proper, they're not in the proper format. They're not in the dollar format. So we go, okay, let's, first of all, center it. Let's go up here, and we're going to do this currency. Boom. Now we've got the currency, the sales price. So we have the purchase cost, we have the sales price. So let's say we want to go, all right, what's the profit margin on each one of these? So go profit margin. In other words, how much profit are we making when we sell one of these items? So we're going to do it in dollars. So profit margin, and we're going to go dollars, so everybody knows that it's dollars. And we're going to go simple formula. So you start every formula in Google Sheets with an equal sign. So we go equals. So we want to know the value, the dollar value between the sales price and the purchase cost. This is very easy. We go E2 minus D2. It's going to suggest an autofill for us, but I'm not going to use that because I want to show you something. So $2.55. We want to center this one too. So let's do that right now. So we're going to center that. Now, when you have this, you can basically go up here, edit, and you can copy it. You can also use Control C to copy a formula or a value, or you can right click it on the cell that you want to copy and go copy. But I went up there in the menu and showed you that. So it's copied. You can basically select the cells that you want the formula in and go up here and you can hit paste or Control V as it says there, or you can right click. But I'm right here, so I'm going to hit paste. It will automatically paste the formula, but it will move it down. It will move it down, so this is D2, or E2 minus D2. Well, this one down here is in row 3, and because you copied that formula and brought it down here, it automatically knows that, hey, I want to go E3 minus D3. I want to go E4 minus D4. I want to go E5 minus D5, as you can see up here. You can always see your formula up here in the formula bar. So basically, it knows what to copy, and that it always copies in the reference. Now, you are able to lock the cells as well. We'll get to that soon. So, but right now, we've got our profit margin, we've got our sales price, we've got our purchase cost, we got our quantity in stock, we got the number in each box or number of units in each sales unit. So, but what if we wanted to figure out something else? We wanted to figure out the value of our inventory. So what we can do is we can add in another column if you want, right here, and we're going to add a column to the left. And we're going to call this total inventory value. So I want you to notice a couple of things here. Number one, we added a column, but this didn't. This changed the formula. So now it's going F2 to D2. It's smart enough to know that when you add a column, you want the same formula here. You want the same calculation. So it's still doing this minus this. It's not going this minus this. That would be $6. It's not. It's $2.55. F2 minus D2. So the total inventory value. Well, how do we get that? Well, we want to multiply. We want to multiply. So we're going, look at that. It even knows what we're looking at here. C2 times D2. So let's go C2. So it's our quantity in stock, 22. And multiply is the little star. It's the only one that's a little bit stranger. It's not intuitive. The plus sign is to add. The minus sign is to subtract. The slash forward or forward slash is to divide. The oddball out is the star. It's a little star above the 8 if you go shift 8, or if you have a number pad, it's usually right above the 9. So C2 times D2. And once again, it suggests an autofill, but we're not going to do that. I'm going to drag this down. That's another way to copy a formula or even a value down. You just make the little, instead of an arrow, you come to this little dot here, turns into a cross, and you pull it down. Copies the formulas. So now we've got our total inventory value. We've got our profit margin. We've got our sales price. But what if we want to know, well, what's our value for our total inventory? So, in other words, how many dollars of inventory do we have in total? So let's add a row here. We're going to call it total inventory value. This formula equals sum. So equals sum basically adds all the cells in the range that you select. So you open a bracket, equals sum, open the bracket, and then select the range. It's already selected a range because it seems to know what I want to do. But really, your range doesn't even have to be a column. It can be this. It will sum all those items. It can be this. It will sum all those. We just want the column for total inventory value. And we close the bracket. And we hit enter. So we have $360.70 worth of inventory. So usually when I do a total line or an important line of any kind, I'll usually bold it. So I highlight the entire row by going over here, selecting the entire row, and bold it. There we go, $360.70. If I wanted to add lines to this to show a little bit of math here, I would go, we want the top line. Okay. At the top line. And then we want the bottom line to be double. Stop doing that. So that the double bottom line is just an accounting thing, but when you sum something up and you total up a page or you end a report, you put the double line to show that, hey, that's the end of the report. So our total inventory value is right there, $361, give or take, and then we've got our sales price, we got our profit margin. So that's basically some very basic items. We added, we subtracted, we multiplied, we totaled up our value, we added some columns. Exactly what we said we would do. And what we're going to do next is we're going to look at doing some more formulas with the same sheet, some more complicated formulas, so we can get some more information. and we can have more data, basically in different ways to look at the data. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you join me for lesson number 3. Thanks.